I've not been a woman. I don't know how long you want to be in a swimsuit. Dick. Of course. Yeah. And again, I get it. Yeah, it's fine. So, do you know if Kaitlin knows anybody in that area? Colin answers, do I know if she knows anybody? Dick says, yeah. Line 8. Dick says, just to your knowledge. And I'm not trying to trick you into anything or anything like that. I'm just trying to see if... Line 12. Colin, I feel like a little bit last time I was in here, I know it's you and Detective Associate's job. I respect that and I totally understand it. But I just feel like I was literally pushed into a corner and just had in a state of shock. And I don't know what your I don't know what the law is about what you can tell a witness or a suspect. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. I imagine it's anything, that would make total sense to me. But from my personal standpoint, I don't know. And so my world essentially is Dick. Yeah. Colin. Shaken, and Dick, of course, yeah. Colin. Well, but then, yourself and the other detective were then just pushing a narrative based on something that I don't know if you're obligated to tell the truth to. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. And I don't care. It's not personal. Claire. If you don't want to answer, then you don't have to. Dick. Exactly. Claire. Or you can say you don't know. Colin. I don't know. Dick. Okay. Colin. I don't know, honestly. It's a situation where I don't know the code to Kaitlin's phone. What? Nobody asked him this. What the heck? Dick. Yeah. Colin. Because I don't want to know the code to Kaitlin's phone. Wow. Dick. I got you. Colin. Because I don't even want to. I've had girlfriends before where I've looked at their phone in the past and I don't even, it was just such a situation that I've decided in my life I don't want to know codes to people's. Dick. Okay. Colin. Personal things. So I don't know. I don't know if she has any friends there. I don't know. That I cannot. I don't. Dick. Okay. I didn't know if maybe she'd ever said, hey, I'm going to hang out with so-and-so, or, just kind of something along those lines. I know, Colin. She has a lot of friends in the cycling community. She has, women, mostly women, that I've introduced her to just kind of, because she's... Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. Was relatively new to Austin when we met, and these are all just cool, empowered women who do amazing things like go on multi-day bicycle trips alone together. Colin has just told us that he is jealous. He has a history of it. He can't even have the code to his girlfriend's phone. He won't be able to help himself but to look. So you tell me that he did not look up Mo Wilson on Strava? That he didn't keep tabs on where she was and what she was doing? He was real interested in this girl, right? Everybody wants to paint Kaitlin Armstrong as some crazy jealous maniac, and I'm not saying anything one way or another at this point about that. What we're seeing here is Colin Strickland is jealous. And Colin Strickland has a history of looking in his girlfriend's phones or watching what they're doing. And this makes me think back to earlier in this interview when he went rambling on about the traffic jam and he was doing loops around and explaining why he was looping around. Did he go check on Mo earlier? Just a thought. I don't know. How often did he check on her? How often did he look her up on Strava? How often did he look her up on her Instagram? If, as the prosecution is alleging, these iPads and the phone and all of this was all connected, I mean, everybody can see everybody's stuff. I mean, Kaitlin and Colin. Couldn't he have used Kaitlin's account for anything? If it's all the shared information? I'm wondering how they know for sure who looked up Mo and when and how many times. Which one of them was it? We know here Colin has a history. And why does he volunteer this information? This is off. This is really off. If they didn't have his phone at his house at the time that the crime occurred, boy, there would be enough on Colin too, if not for his phone. The other thing I notice here is that Colin says that she has a lot of friends in the cycling community, and he makes it known that most of them he introduced her to. So what does that tell you about him? What does that tell you about the dynamic between them? Who has the power and who doesn't? She is relatively new to Austin, or she was when they met. So he introduces her to all of his friends. When your friends are really your boyfriend's friends, and your activities are your boyfriend's activities, you're not building your own life. So it sounds like she doesn't have anybody there. And so that's all very nice. Hey, I'll introduce you to some people. But at the end of the day, they're more his friends than they are hers. He's the pro. He's the golden one, right? Everybody loves him. So that puts her in a psychological position. Now, if she did the crime, that doesn't excuse it. It doesn't make her guilty or not guilty. I'm just noticing the dynamics or the potential dynamics here. That there is some isolation and that there is a power differential. His comment about empowered women makes my stomach churn a little bit. He does not give a rip about empowerment of women. He's playing two women. He's manipulating two women, lying to them. That's not respect for women. That's not about empowerment. He doesn't care about that. He's saying this stuff, this empowered. Have you heard people use the words that they know other people will like? Saying the right things? It's real important right now that people see Colin Strickland as a nice guy, as an innocent victim caught in the middle of this. Anyway, I'm going to go on a rant, so I'll stop now. Next page. Which I think is super healthy. And yeah, I can't answer. I don't know. Dick Spittler. Okay. Colin. You know Dick. Do you know Colin? She has a lot of, she gets her nails done. She's, has like laser hair removal. I don't know. She goes to yoga classes. Dick. Okay. Colin. So that's all I can. Dick. Do you know if she's friends with Cash? Colin. I don't believe so. Dick. Okay. Colin. I mean, it's a relatively small cycling community, but Cash was... I've not seen Cash many times. I recognized her for sure when I met Mo at the driveway in October. Dick. Colin. And Cash was there and Mo officially introduced me to Cash. But women in the cycling community, it's not like 20 people. It's like, Dick. Yeah? Colin. 200 women and 1,000 men. Dick. Colin. That's the kind of... So there's networks, there's overlap, there's this weekly bike race that's not actually happening this year because the city of Austin is purchasing the racetrack. I'm sure you know the driveway. Dick. Colin. Yeah, so that... I don't know what their personal connection would be. Dick. Okay. Colin. Was... Dick. Okay. Colin. In terms of overlap, have they met? Dick. Okay. What about, I guess last time you said Kaitlin has a sister here? Colin. Christy. No, she now lives in Vermont. Apparently she met a man on the internet through mutual connect? They're both really into, Kaitlin and her sister are very into astrology and things like that. Dick. Okay. Colin. This guy, her sister met him and moved to this farm. He operates in New York about 2 months ago, I believe. Dick. Colin. Approximately 2 months ago. Dick. Yeah. Why did this astrology thing pop up right here? What is that about? This is out of place. He just pops this in there. It strikes me as a way to negatively characterize her, especially to another man. We've already seen that he has contempt for Kaitlin. And this, I think, I'm guessing, and I could be wrong, but it strikes me as part of that, and that he wants to paint a picture of her in a subtle way. He's just kind of throwing that out there. Dick. Okay. So Kaitlin doesn't have any other family that you know of that's here in Austin? Colin. In Austin? No. Dick. Or even like the surrounding greater Austin area? Colin. No. She's from the Detroit area, Fredonia, Detroit. Dick. Okay. Colin. So I know her brother's in Detroit area, her mother's in Detroit area, and her sister is now in Upper New York State. Not having family support close by is an important thing, especially if the relationship is not going well. It puts her in a bad spot. And it also explains, or could potentially explain, why she went to New York when she left Austin after all that weird stuff was happening after the crime. It remains to be seen, and yeah, there's a whole lot that goes against her in all of that. That discussion, I guess, is for another time. Dick. Okay, so can you think of any reason at all why Kaitlin's car would be in that area of Cash's house? Colin. I think it could be that she went to see I've heard her mention a spiritual, just like an energy worker. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. That is on the east side. I don't know. That could potentially be in that area. Dick. Okay. How often would she go and try and see that person? Or how often, has she spoken of, trying to see that person? Colin. I don't remember. I just don't track. She knows that. I'm not really ascribing to astrology and kind of the greater ethos of human spirituality and complexity. So, I mean, I don't feel like it's something she would talk to me about. Wow. I think he's lying. I think he's making this up. You could argue that, maybe he's trying to protect her, like he's come up with some excuse for her to be there. I don't think that's what it is. Because earlier he'd said this thing about astrology in the context of her sister meeting a guy and getting married and stuff. It had nothing to do with that. And now he comes up with this energy healer or this spiritual person. I think this is a way for him to stick in this picture of Kaitlin. He doesn't have to come up with an address or a time or anything like that. What a great opportunity to paint her in a way that he thinks is negative. Like he's looking down on this. I think that's what he's doing. Let me know if you disagree. Dick. Okay. Colin. Just like some kind of, any other personal appointment. Dick. Uh-huh. Colin. So I don't have any distinct memory of a date recently. Dick. Yeah. Colin. When she went to see this person. Dick. Uh-huh. Okay. Do you know if Kaitlin lets anybody just borrow her car on a regular basis? Colin. Her sister used to borrow it regularly. Semi-occasionally, not regularly. But besides that, nobody comes to mind, no? Dick. Okay. So normally she would be the one driving her car. It wouldn't necessarily be if somebody were to have called her. Not necessarily family, a friend, because it doesn't sound like family is here. Colin. Uh-huh. Dick. But if it's just a friend of hers, if somebody called and said, hey, can I borrow your car? Would she be okay, yeah, cool, you can use it? Or would she be yeah, I'll pick you up and drive you around? Colin. No, she's not paranoid about her belongings, really. Dick. Okay. Colin. I think that, especially that car, is just kind of at this point, just kind of a utility to her. Dick. Yeah. Colin. So no, it's not inconceivable at all. Dick. Okay. So a lot of stuff that we kind of found out, I guess there was some sort of event. I guess the cycling community was at, and I don't know if this was a race or a dinner or exactly what it was, but it sounded like it was some sort of event where a lot of different cyclists were together sometime in January of this year. Maybe around the end of January, possibly. Colin. What do you mean? In where? Dick. So I'm not entirely sure exactly either, but it sounds like this. At this event, you were there, Kaitlin was there, Mo was there, sounds like some other cyclists were there as well. Was there an event or anything like that? Colin. Do you mean Dick. And it might not even be an event. It might have been an outing. Colin. In Austin? Dick. I'm not sure if it was in Austin or if it was abroad someplace else. Colin. You're not sure? Dick. Yeah. Colin. How are you not sure? And Colin's sitting there going, what does he know? And how does he know? What do I need to come up with here? Colin knows what he's talking about. He's playing dumb. He wants to know how the detective got information. Dick. So only because I don't really know exactly where all of this took place. I mean, obviously, we were able to look through Mo's phone. Colin. Yeah. Dick. And she mentioned something about seeing you and seeing Kaitlin at this event and everybody sitting at a table and eating. But then we found other phone calls of people that were, Colin, would it have been, Dick, at the event, but they were sitting at another table nearby? And Colin, would it have been cyclocross? The cyclocross world championships in Bentonville? Dick, I'm not sure. Was that around January? Colin, I think so. We could look it up. Dick. Okay. Yeah, and again, Colin. Fayetteville. Cyclocross World Championships. Dick. Okay. Colin. Is what that was literally the world championships of a particular style of bike racing. Dick. Okay. Colin. Yeah. And I traveled to the event with Kaitlin, and I don't know if we met there or traveled there, but yeah, we stayed at a hotel, 21C, and yeah, we attended that event. Dick. Okay. Colin. And there was several dinners. Dick. Yeah. Colin. Over the course of, it was like a big deal for the cycling community. Dick. Yeah. It was a big deal. World championships. And he played like he didn't know. Colin. In terms of a lot of people gathering from around the country. Dick. Okay. And do you remember talking with Mo at that time, or Mo trying to talk to you? Colin. Dick. At any point in time during the event. Colin. Yeah. There was a dinner for, I believe it was I can't remember who put it on. Here we go again. Half sentences. He wants to hide. He wants to buy time to think, to explain. I can't remember who put it on. I think it was the people, there was, I guess, Visit Bentonville is kind of a cycling. I don't know if it was Visit Bentonville or Meteor. Meteor's a sponsor of Mo and I. Dick. Okay. Colin. It's this series of bike shop cafes in Austin and Bentonville. Dick. Colin. So, I saw Mo a couple of times that weekend just at rides for the Meteor, at events for them, and at this pizza joint where I had totally forgotten about it. And I got a text from my friend Payson, another professional athlete, saying, hey, or I think at Payson, he's now explaining why and how he talked to Mo. I had forgotten what time it was and I had an obligation. So yeah, I went over to this pizza place and I went alone. He's there with Kaitlin. Why doesn't he just bring her with him? You know why? He's full of crap here. He learned where Mo was going to be, and he went to that pizza place so that he could run into her. That is why he's having such trouble explaining this to the detective. He's coming up with the story. He's talking in half sentences and giving all the explanation. Well, I was obligated because I am a nice guy. I introduced my girlfriend, my lonely girlfriend, to empowered women. I'm going to help Mo with her career. I'm going to help her get sponsored. I have an obligation. So I had to go. Oh, and yeah, I went alone. Okay, we continue. Dick. Colin. And just sat with a group and got some dessert because I had already eaten with Kaitlin. And then went back to the there's a party at one of the, I forget who, a cycle. This Austin cyclist I knew had bought out the tower rooftop thing bar, the 21. Dick. Colin. Not the 21C. The momentary. So yeah, that was a sequence of events. I sat at a table with Mo and about 10 other people. Just chatted with Mo and another professional, Sarah Sturm, at a table, and then, went back to this party. Dick. Yeah. Colin. Event thing. Dick. Okay. Colin. That Kaitlin was at. Dick. Okay. And how was Kaitlin during that time? I guess my understanding was she wasn't too happy whenever she saw Mo. Colin is a witness. This is leading the witness. Not cool. And it looks like the detective already has his mind made up. The evidence isn't in, but he's made up his mind. I'll see you in part 3.